All right, court is calling 2023 CR 7913, State of Texas versus Mari Amanda.
Which I understand if they're out of town, I'll, have to communicate and get permission. But just lots and lots of service work through them, helping out wherever I can on my days that I'm off work. And I've enjoyed it very much.
All right, and so what do you do for employment?
No, I'm a nurse.
Okay.
I've been a nurse for 13 years. I specialize in geriatrics.
Okay.
I love your TikTok channel.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. I don't have a TikTok channel. That's somebody else. That's not me.
Oh, really? 'Cause it's your courtroom.
Yes. No, I don't have TikTok.
Oh.
It often puts it on.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Yes.
Well, I enjoy it.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No problem. People think I do certain things and I don't. I'm just having court and I'm trying to make sure that the courtroom is open to the public
Uh-huh.
because I think it's very important for people to see exactly what judges do.
Mhm.
And hopefully for students in high school and college to learn.
But it's a chance to learn from other people's mistakes for sure. You're right.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to sentence you to 5 years in the prison.
Snake eyes, bitches!
Court is calling 2023 CR 8835, State of Texas versus Esther Marie Ariana Diaz. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar from the state of Texas.
Defense.
Julie Pollock.
And are you Ms. Diaz?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Is there an application for this case?
Yes, ma'am. Deferred adjudication.
Okay. Ms. Diaz, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you
Yes,
sign
ma'am.
it?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are.
Ms. Diaz, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendant's waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of harassment of a public servant? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe so.
Ms. Diaz, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial, showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, there's a $200 fine to be probated. State recommends deferred adjudication and anger management. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that with your attorney?
Yes,
Did you
Your Honor.
understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, ma'am.
Next, I'm showing you outside the agreement. State is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation and 50 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
State officer exhibit 1 and all attachments.
No
All
objection.
right, you may continue to confer. Showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Well, we would just ask that you follow the recommendation of the prosecutor in this case.
All right, how old are you?
31.
And who is Carlos Gutierrez?
My older son.
And how old is he?
He's 17.
And are you employed?
Not at the moment.
When's the last time you had employment?
It's been like a year.
How many children do you have?
No, I'm lying. I'm sorry, ma'am. I do Uber and then I DoorDash and I have 5 kids.
All right, and what are your children's ages?
My older son is 17, which is Carlos. My daughter, she's 15. My other son, he's 13. My daughter, she's 11, and my youngest is 4.
And are you currently pregnant?
Yes, ma'am.
If your mom's vagina were a video game, it'd be rated E for everyone.
Who helps you with the children?
My husband.
So that's who has the children right now?
Yes.
All right, so why are you spitting on a police officer?
It was just, I was angry that day because I was looking for my son and I didn't know that he was in a stolo, which is a stolen vehicle. And I was angry. And when I crossed the street, the officer had waved me down, like, stop, like, but I was scared because my son has mental illness. And I was scared that he might make like a wrong move and then they might end up shooting him.
So how did you think spitting on an officer was going to
Well-
alleviate the situation?
They had jumped on me first, like they both, and I was more angry because I don't know if that time I was still pregnant or if I already had a miscarriage before I got pregnant, this pregnancy. And it kind of, it was just out of like anger, I guess I did it. Because when I was trying to tell them no, what I was trying to do, they still had just one put their like knee in my back and holding my hand. The other was just digging me more in the ground. So it made me mad because I was trying to like stop my son from. But either way, he ended up getting away.
Has Child Protective Services ever been involved in your life?
Once in 2012.
And why were they involved?
Because I had came out dirty with marijuana from secondhand smoke from my daughter,
Which
Right.
daughter?
Ashley.
And how old is she?
She's 11.
So you're saying your 11-year-old was smoking marijuana?
No, I'm not saying that.
Oh, you're saying she was born
Yeah.
testing positive for marijuana?
Yes, ma'am. But I had did my parenting classes, and then whatever else they needed, I passed it.
All right. And are your parents involved in your life at all?
My mom kind of, but my dad, he's in a hospital in critical condition. Like he passed away, but they revived him. So right now he's still in the hospital.
All right. Is there anything else I need to know about you that I have not asked?
No, ma'am.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 3 years deferred adjudication. There's a $200 fine that will be probated. Anger management. $100 of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes.
Yes, ma'am.
When's the last time you used drugs?
Well, I had ended up relapsing when I found out about my dad. It was like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks. And what did you use?
I used meth.
Okay.
Meth.
You know that's not good to use meth and you're pregnant.
Yes, I know. And that was my biggest mistake. And I'm not doing that no more.
All right. I'm going to order referral to felony drug court and TAP evaluation. That's going to be in custody. You need to let felony drug court know that you have a drug problem and you need to be in their program. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And if felony drug court doesn't accept her, follow all TAP recommendations. If TAP recommends inpatient treatment, then she's going into inpatient treatment. There's going to be proof of employment within 30 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors until you're in treatment. There's going to be 90 sober meetings in 90 days. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Random regular UAs. Field visits. 1 time per month until further notice. Probation, is there anything else? If she completes parenting classes, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. But you must complete parenting classes. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a question about anything?
I don't need any treatment like for drugs. Like I could show you that I don't need treatment.
Okay, let me just tell you why I think you need treatment for drugs. And I'm going to ask you some questions, right? And I'm not trying to trap you.
That's
I just
fine.
want to ask you some questions. So when you use meth, did you know you were pregnant?
Yes.
Do you love your unborn child?
Yes.
So what you did was you chose drugs over the health of your unborn child. That tells me that you have a drug problem, because otherwise, you know what you would have said? I really want to use, but I'm choosing my baby over drugs. You chose drugs over your child, which says you have a drug problem, or either you don't love your child.
Right.
So that's why. Going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we're going to go off the record. In this court, in order to be successful at probation, communication is key. If you feel like there's an issue you have, let probation know. If you feel like they're not addressing it, you can always come back to the court. Do you understand?
Yeah, okay. Yes, sir.
And it would probably be in your best interest to be in felony drug court. Felony drug court is a hard program, but at least that's somebody that you can pick up the phone and call 24/7 if you're thinking about using. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Do you need anything else from the court?
No, ma'am.
Judge, may
Yes.
I address something?
Yes.
How long does it usually take for drug court to interview them?
Well, because we're at the end of the week, she'll probably be interviewed next week. They're quicker than the TAP evaluation.
I told her she was going to get out today, that you would likely follow the plea bargain. Her father's on life support.
Mhm.
And I
She's,
don't
you
know
know,
how
I'm
much-
sorry, I understand that, but you're not getting out today. I will, if there's no objection from you, counsel, I'll send an email to felony drug court to see if perhaps they can squeeze her in
that would be
sooner than
great.
next week. I'll do that.
That would be great.
Okay. All right, so I'll send that now.
Would you consider lowering the supervisory fees to the minimum?
No, because I've already probated the fine. What are the court costs in this, please? It's a third degree. And it's harassment of a public servant.
450.
All right. We're back on the record. The court costs in this case are $450. Will you be able to pay that in installments or no?
And installments, yes.
All right, thank you. All right, I'm sending the email now to felony drug courts. Again, be 100% honest with them, and I'm sure they will accept you in their program. And then when you talk to them, and I'm going to put in the email that your father is in the hospital and that you would like to be able to see them, so they'll rush things.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome. I'm sending it right
Thank you,
now.
Judge.
You're welcome.
May we be excused?
Yes. Okay, sure.
You been around the block. I don't know how many times, but you been around.
Slut.